Ugh. Okay, Courseplay seems to be sort of a topic that many people have not covered. Courseplay has changed. Over the years, Courseplay has changed a lot. We still can access the menu here, but getting to the actual setup is through this menu. You can move these around. I did not know that about this little banner. It always stuck right up here. It covered things up, like when you sell stuff, when you get deals like that popping up, those special offers. I take it and put it down here because this is actually important. So when your tool gets blocked by an object or gets stuck, or if you don't have it on auto unload, it will tell you that it needs to be unloaded. Now, used to, you could set the tractor to go and unload the combine. I don't know if they've fixed that yet. It doesn't necessarily track all that great. Some tractors will do it flawlessly, and well, let's just say some tractors have it trouble. I don't know why it gets offset with those stupid things, but used to, you could set up a chaser wagon with an auger on it and unload into a semi, and then the semi could be programmed to set up to drive to an unload station, whether it's a silo or a cell location. But today we're just going to look at routes, working on fields, multiple tools. This nearest waypoint, you want to always start on the first waypoint. Okay, make sure that's on first waypoint, and you have no course. This is a fresh save. I set it up. I have very little money because I got some money and I've got some equipment. I haven't played this much at all. So these are pretty much starter fields. Purchase some other land and other fields so we can have something to harvest. Now we're going to work with harvesters today. This pretty much will set up for anything, as you saw in the intro, plowing, planting. But we're going to do this little small field for this guy, and to get him started, just crank him up. His engine started. You want to put your, I know that with crop destruction, you're going to destroy some of the field by driving into the field, but I just turn it off. We're in a video game, we can turn settings off, turn settings on. Let's set this guy up. Just click on this little menu here, right click, or left, and with your mouse, do mousing and a controller, mouse, keyboard, and controller. So some things I'll pick up a controller and use, but that's most of the time with this you want to use keyboard and mouse. So the first thing we want to do is we want to make sure that this white outline is selected. So you've got the field. This is your field margin, and you want to make sure that that's there, because the way you do that, if you don't get that, is by selecting these right here. You would drag it over to the field where you're wanting to start. You click on it, and it's going to want to know a direction. Click that direction. This one is the most important. This gives you the selection of the field. You put that target inside that field boundary, and it's gonna, that white outline will pop up, and you won't have to necessarily drive into the field. So that's the way you could leave crop destruction on and still set your field. But you have to use these tools and manually select it if you're not going to turn off the crop destruction and you don't want to drive into the field. So let's go to fieldwork settings. This should automatically detect the width of your implement. You want to set one tool if you've got one. You can set a bunch of tools. You can go up to 5. Let's you go to 5. I have no idea why you would want to switch lanes, but anyway, we're just going to use one tool. We're going to set up one headlight. It's a narrow field. So let's activate the narrow field. This is why I selected this. This is only going to do a headland. Let's do 2 headlands. What this is going to do is only do a headland on the ends of the narrow field, so the very end of the field. May not work, we might have to change it. Sharpen headland corners. Yes. No rounded corners. 0. Don't worry about the rest of it. Don't worry about clockwise, counterclockwise, unless you want to change directions. Clockwise, basically look at the field, look at it like a clock. What direction is it going to drive? You're going to start on the left side of the field, and you're going to drive forward, just the direction I've got it. This right here, you want to go down to 3%. You don't need 7%. Now, let's go down here. Even row width, we don't need that. Rows that follow the edge, you don't need that. Directions of rows, leave it on automatic. Unless there's special situations, you may need to do this. Down here, there's no islands in that field. But for the implement itself, I always deactivate it. These settings will be saved in the implement once you have set it up. The very first time you set all this up, after that you don't have to. Now we're going to go to the vehicle itself. We want to allow it to use the Pathfinder. What this does is avoid fruit. It avoids going outside the field and crashing into things. You have a lot less of, blocked by object when it comes to that. Now, if you start having blocked by object and stuff, and it seems like the corners, you might need to deactivate. Raise and lower tools. I always say raise late, drop early. There's a reason. With these settings, you'll have a lot of missed fruit, or you'll have missed places. So I do this. Now, I come down here. If it's a combine, I'm going to go self-unload. This is so much easier than having to run with a tractor and go and unload it. And I haven't been messing with to see if they fixed it or not with the hired worker to go and unload the combine. We'll check it out. I leave the speeds alone unless you're using modded stuff that can go faster. You can adjust the speed here. This will allow you to harvest faster. But if you're using a combine that's not modded, that's not going to matter. It's going to harvest at 6 to 9 miles per hour or plums route, just depending on what implement you're using. Unless you're using modded, these settings are going to help you at all. The vehicle and the implement, the tool that's using, have a set speed limit. These are just maximum. So, got all that set. This is ready to activate. So, we hit C, and it claims it can't do it. Now, there's a setting that's pausing this, and it's always usually this island bypass. There's no island to worry about bypassing, but that sometimes throws an error because it's such a small field, there's no reason to do it. So when you get that error, just deactivate that and it should work. Well, got that error. It's possibly the narrow fields. Okay, so let's go up here, deactivate narrow field, and back to map, and then hit C. You may have to reduce. There we go. As we see, we reduced those two settings, the narrow field and the island bypass. Now we can go ahead and activate the island bypass, leaving the narrow field thing deactivated. Going back and hit C. Nothing happened. We didn't change. Everything's good. So let's still thinking. So I'm trying to back out. There we go. Don't worry about it disappearing. What you're wanting to know about is whenever it activates. So you're at this corner. This is a problem. We don't want to start right there. We don't want to start right there at all. So Gonna pull a little bit further forward. Starting in the corner is just, I usually start a little bit further down. Now I'm gonna activate this. This eyeball is gonna show you all your courses. I like to see where my tractor implement, where it's gonna go, if it all is tracking correct. Sometimes they do get a little stupid brain, but I'm gonna go back in and reprogram it so that it starts right where he's at. So hit C, click generated field course. See it change. Yes. Okay. Back up a little bit. Don't always just hit it and start. Back up just a little bit. You want to be, can't operate the camera and your cursor still active. That just freezes the camera. You want to be a little bit further back. The point in which it says that it's the starting point is usually right over the cab, right where you're sitting. So that's usually a start. On tractors, it's right about where the tool that it's pulling starts. So it's a little bit further back. But each of these little arrows are waypoints. So that's why this first waypoint is very important. Now we just hit that start. It will unfold. You can start it up. Thanks that the tractor is going to load them, just automatically do that when it goes by it. And now we can just forget him. He's set up. He's done. We don't have to worry about him at all. This tractor right here has got a trailer and and he can literally come over here and park. Doesn't have to be right on the field, just be at the field edge. And as long as the tractor or the harvester detects this right here, don't I literally this is I'll see if we could set it up, but let's just put it this way: sometimes it don't work. It's very combine, Grant's unloader. It's like, where are you gonna take it? You know, unload in the field? No. And it's like, where are you gonna take it to? You can say, you can direct it to go somewhere, but with this map, I don't want to try that. So what I want to do is deactivate that, just unload, and hit X. Now, he says he's blocked by an object and he detects field detection. These are the errors that I always get. That's why I just like, hey, you know what? I'm not worried about it. The harvester claims to be blocked by an object. That's the issue. So that's fine. And this is kind of the issue sometimes with Courseplay. So there's the point where you've got objects that are kind of close. That's why this first waypoint thing can be changed to nearest waypoint. I'm going to hit the back up. I'm going to turn the harvester back on. These are some of the things that once you start playing on a map and you figure out the nuances and everything, you can alleviate these issues with a mod that you can take things, move stuff from the map. I can go up and hit H and it says object type. Well, let's see if we can sell that. So let's go into our construction menu, come down here, hit Y, see if we can't sell that. and it doesn't look like we can sell fence. So, when we can't sell the fence, we use the mod. Hit H, say yes. It did not remove it. Okay, say it again. And apparently it does not want to move. So, those are that right there takes map editing, and I wish that all that map editors would not put in permanent stuff that literally ticks me off. I mean, if I wanted to in the real world, I could rip this fence out as far as I want, but this should have moved it, but it didn't. That's irritating. Yeah, it's irritating. I don't like it. Now, what do we do to set up 2 harvesters? Now I've got the chaser wagon and the semi, and we might try it. So, how do we set up 2 harvesters? Well, it's fairly easy. Now I'll show you that. I'll back out of the fruit, and I'll show you that it's very feasible to be outside the fruit. You don't have to be in the fruit. We're right here close to it. So, right click, bring it to first waypoint, click on this. I've always clicked on it. It's a place you might be able to click it anywhere and it will bring you to this menu. Now, as you see, that field outline is not there. It's showing all that target, and the arrow symbol is on top of the harvester. You need to tell it what field and what position we're going to be in. So let's move it up a little bit. Let's move it to the side. This is clockwise. Think of a clock. We're going to be starting this way. If you want to go this way with the implement, then you would turn around and go the other direction. The reason we're going clockwise is because the harvester unload pipe is on the left side. So we want it on the outside of the field, so that if it has to be unloaded at any point, it's going to position itself where you can come up with the tractor, or it's going to be able to drive back, come over, and unload. If we get the tractor to unload them, then it'll follow the path, go around, come up behind it, and unload it, and then allow it to continue reverse. So now, let's put the target there and see if we have the field out. Now we can set up the farm implements. Now, we're going to use 2 implements. And we're going to say 2 headlands. We are going to make the sharpened corners. We're going to turn off the rounded corner and go down to 3%. I come down here. We don't want to do anything else down here. Now we could deactivate that way. Worry about it later. The implements, activate that. Late, early. Come down here. We're not going to activate the combine self unload on this one because we're going to try, and I'm going to push that up to 90%, because sometimes when they call them, they unload them at like 92%, and I'm like, no, I want him to be plumb full by the time he gets there. That's what I'm doing. That pump it all the way up to 90%. Back to the map. Now we're ready. Got to do this again. I forgot about that. When you back out of this menu, you're going to have to do this again. Those are settings that will always remain. This one, yeah, you do. Got it. So now that we got it, if they don't have to be on top of each other, it just detects the field. The other ones implement direction. So hit C. And there we go. We have course generation. It shows us the implement paths for tool number 1. Now, kind of looks a little weird, but let's back out of it. You back out, don't be shocked about the margin disappearing or the pathing. Everything's still there. But we've got to do something before we get to harvesting and everything so that we can get this path into this implement. Pardon me. Had to clear my throat. Alright, so I'm going to activate these, all my things. You see this says first waypoint says left. Okay, this is the left side of the path. This will be the right path, right side. So let's get back into the menu. It's not going to hurt anything. Everything's going to be fine. Respond to my clicking. There we go. What we want to do is come down here. This little tool here. You can use your bumper pads, L1, R2, R1. My controller's backwards for some reason. It altered its trigger buttons in R1 and L1. So I have to use the trigger buttons to navigate that instead of R1. But it's inside the menu. So we want to use and create a folder. So click on C. We could just say farm and hit it. Now we have a file for the courses. We can set up, you can have make a file that's planting, make a file that is harvesting. You can make all kinds of different files, but I just do this, and then I have a different way about the way I do my courses. So you want to save the course. Oh. There we go. I guess you had to click on that up there. I don't know. Just be arbitrary. Course name. Now, we say harvest. I don't know what field it is. Let's just give it a number and say field 5. Harvest field 5. And I usually go X to tools. That way I know that I've set up this harvest with 2 tools. That way I don't have to guess on how many tools I got to bring here. I just know I'm harvesting field 5 and there's 2 tools. So I say OK. There it is. Now we can back out of this menu. He can pull up. Let's get that camera so I can move around and we see where his start point is. He's already set on first waypoint. He's already set on left. So we just got to get him close and activate him. And he will start going. Now, and we've got this guy. Start him up, move him forward, and I'm going to come over here. Click on make it first waypoint. They will always default to nearest waypoint, so make sure you put it on first waypoint. And I'll explain why in just a second. Alright, now that we're in this menu, we don't have to tell him what field it is or nothing. We already have a course. We have to load that course in him. So let's hit X. Sometimes the keyboard buttons don't work. I don't understand why. You click it with your mouse and boom, it's loaded. I'm not sure why the shortcut keys don't work. Anyway, got a mouse, but now this guy is set for left. Okay, let's put him on right. Now it changes, as you see. I'll activate that. See, it shows this one. That's the path for the first tool. This is the path for the second tool. Right there. Now, all we got to do is come up here. Turn that camera all up. Alright. Around over here. Back up just a smidge. And pull it. Now, just like the other implement, it got jammed up by the fence, and I clicked it off of first waypoint. The nearest waypoint, if you put nearest waypoint at the beginning and don't, he's going to go off on this track. He's not even going to do the first waypoint. Because you're back off of the first waypoint, unless you go past that first waypoint location and put that blue marker that's back there, that blue marker where we started at, there on the hill, that blue marker is the first waypoint. If you come past it, that nearest waypoint doesn't have to be changed. He'll still come out here and he'll harvest. Now, let's go see if we can set up the chaser wagon. Okay, so let's get him. And as you can see, he is having some issues. And we're going to have to deal with that because there it is. And I just sometimes come up here and click on that and I say, yeah, hide that. Because my farm implements are done. And I'm going to reset. And yeah, you have to, with dual implements, this is kind of the waiting game. You would think that the other guys, as fast as I put him out there, he would have already been taken off harvesting, but this just goes to show you. Sometimes things don't work necessarily the way they should. Oh, I forgot something. Oh, put your harvest inside me. Oh, gosh. Okay. Oh, wrong side. Let's stop me. He's getting ahead of himself. This kind of gives you an idea of how to kind of fix things. You're going to have issues like this, and I'd much rather have it happen now than to be like, man, I have it all got tangled up and I can't figure out. Nope, this is the way you do it. Right here. Back him up, stop him, get this guy started back up. I should have went ahead and got him. What the heck? No, not last waypoint. I'm busy gapping with thumbs and paying attention. Nearest waypoint. Got it. Now. But, oh. Back him up a little bit because he got a little bit waterfowl earlier. Come on. For him, the nearest waypoint. And he's going to follow that, get to that nearest waypoint and take off. This will work with most all tools and tractors. The one thing that I have found that does not work is the potato harvester. Well, that's the vanilla potato harvester. It won't work. I don't know why it don't work, but you can set up a route, but it continually thinks that it is a tractor that works in a silo. So I don't understand. Yes, you can use a automated. You can use the Courseplay to work a solid silo. I haven't tried that, but give me some time. I'll work on it, and I'll do a video on it. I've been seeing a lot of videos lately. People are like, "Man, I wished I could do this. I wished I could do that." Okay, well, they're using the base game steering assist and hired workers, and that base game hired worker, they just run all over the field. It's like, if you had crop destruction on, they just destroy everything, and you're like, what the crap? This does a little bit better job than destroying all your crops. What are they doing? Oh, he's waiting for the other. Now they'll do that. They communicate with each other, so he knows he's tool 1 and he's tool 2. So he's going to wait for him to get going, and then he's going to start up. They'll pause for each other. And you see, he maneuvered that corner perfectly. Hired worker in the base game, sometimes they miss a whole bunch of stuff. Don't miss much with Courseplay. Oh, wrong break. Now that we got this chaser guy sitting here, let's set him up. Okay. So basically, with this, as I said, it's just it's already detected the field, combine unload, and it says field unload. Well, we don't have the semi in the field yet, so let's activate it. Let's take this. Oh, okay. I don't know what that is. I guess that'll work. I don't know. I'm gonna leave the semi down there. We'll see what happens. No, it's not. Let's move that semi. Just for the simple fact that of where it's located. I do have you push the accelerator, the tractor start. I do not have auto. Have it set on continue. Not auto start, whatever it's called. Okay, now that we got the semi moved, it's been a while since I made videos. Alright, see that? Remember that. And start up. And we'll see. %. I didn't set that. You can click on these things and here, offset right, offset backwards, forwards. You notice the tractor when it pulls up and he's too close, you can offset him a foot to the right. Give it 2 feet, whatever. If it's too far out, move it in. If he's too far forward, moving back. This back, and then forward. Just whatever you observe, and yeah, it takes some observation when it comes to this stuff. So let's see how our harvesters are doing. Oh, we got a tree that's too close to the side. So let's hide the tree. Let's hide another tree. Okay, we don't need any more trees. So that's kind of, map makers, you're watching. This is too close. Don't put a tree that close. And I'm going to give you an example of why. Okay, let's go in the store. Actually, let's go this because it's easier to find it. Next app. If you want to play with this right here, these guys will use Courseplay. But when these things set up to harvest, that tab is sticking out on the edge. You got to think where the field is going to be. The field edge is going to be right here. The cab is going to be way out here. You're going to have this much of your tool, this tractor, outside of the field edge. So you're going to have to make sure you've got at least 6 to 10 feet or better. I'd say 20 feet of clear space all around the left side of your field if it's going clockwise. If you want to reverse this and have that cab on the inside, and you're still looking at I don't know why it did that. Fine. Over here, you're still going to have these tires, so it's still going to have a few feet. Now I know they're going to be in line, but they're going to be out about as far as that cursor is. So still, you're going to have several feet on this side. Doesn't matter which direction you put this, that cab is going to be something you keep in mind. But I will tell you, these guys will work with Courseplay. Not sure. I think they work okay with the end game. One thing you can't do is auto drive. They will not auto drive, and they will not follow. So the follow me mod, these guys are all over the place. They just zigzag. They're new. There's something new that was added to the game. It is a real machine. Blocked by. What are you blocked by? Blocked by. This is and see. This is why usually I like to wait and let this guy get probably about halfway around the field, and there's no issues or anything. I try to let that guy get way far ahead. I figured he would have been. I didn't expect him to get hung up on that telephone pole. But I would rather these issues happen, and I show it to you now than you have that issue happen and be like, man, you didn't cover that. Well, I'm covering it. This is Courseplay for you. Now everybody, well, I do the hired worker. Yeah, well, how many times have you had to get the hired worker on stuff? Yeah, that's what I thought. Once they get going and you've gotten all the trees out of the way and they're not getting hung up anymore, it does a lot better. This is a brand new map, brand new fields. never run Courseplay on it before, so we're getting to see all these little nuances. And yeah, cutting the tree down, you don't want to use the Heidi mod, cut a tree down, but on the fences, on the fences, if you can't sell them, that hiding mod is really cool. And on some maps, you even have to hide a barn or a shed that somebody's got like 3 foot off the side of the field. Like, why did you put a shed here? Map creator, why is there a shed that's literally almost on top of my field? That's stupid. Don't do that. So, anyway, I digress. So, let's see. He got part of his load dumped into him, so he's closer to him. Let's go see what the other guy's doing. He's wanting to unload, but dummy don't have his tarp open. Yeah, you gotta have the tarp open for him to dump it in there. And see, he harvests the whole field. There wasn't any, there probably wasn't even 1,000 in that. No, 3,400. So there you go. He was waiting. He would have unloaded by himself. And that's just the easiest thing to do. Now, get this. On the vegetable harvesters, I've tried it with the in-game harvester for the vegetables. No. Yeah, not that. That's like you want the pain of 2 tractors. Here's a vegetable harvester. This guy. Now I have a mod, and then there's a modded potato harvester. I'd much rather use this guy because so much easier to use, so much better. Set him up on Courseplay, set him to self unload, and he can harvest all 5 of those vegetables, and you don't ever have to mess with him except maybe his first run around the field. You might have to adjust things, but once he's made it around the field, yeah, he's good to go, and he'll unload himself. This guy, now, I tried setting it up, and let's just say the hired worker and him, the hired worker inside him, and the hired worker driving the other tractor, trying to get up underneath this little chute. Yeah, just don't do it. If you play a multiplayer and you got other people and y'all want to play, harvest the carrot field or whatever, that's the machine you want. But save your money and buy that, and you'll have a whole lot less headache. Just download the mod. They have it for console. They have it for PC. So this Ropa, yeah, and it comes with different header attachments. And yes, the Colossus does have the harvesters that are unrealistic, and they do it all. So you can do that. That's up to you. Just like, but yeah, there's the root crops. Here we go. Colossus. It does it all. And I think they even added in the peas, the spinach, and the green peas or green beans, whatever, into that. And one tool to do it all. And I believe you have, yeah, there you go. You have the header for the potato, sugar beets that are unrealistic and not unrealistic. Then you have the potato harvester, and then you've got the standard one and the unrealistic one. Some people go for the unrealistic one for just the speed and not the width, and some are like, yeah, I'd rather just have one machine and harvest at 50 meters. No, it's not necessary. Not really. Um, so we all know about unloading stuff, but Courseplay, or the in-game tools, and of course we're going to save in this menu, so we can create a job. Create job. It can be follow me, deliver, load and deliver, go to. You can do all kinds of stuff with this in-game menu, and most of the time it works. I've had issues of where I select like what you would think they'd be able to pull in, and like right over here, they'll come down this road and pull in and park somewhere. Um, that's not the case. Sometimes they tell you unreachable. It's like, if I can drive there, why can't you? Anyway, uh, but you have to think of the pathing, just like the Courseplay. Most of the pathing is directly in line with the road. So, in pathing for auto drive, you might want to, instead of trying to get the tractor to drive into the field, just have him drive to like right at the opening of the entrance, or park on the road itself. You're going to send several implements and have them set up, get ready to do something. Just have them stop on the edge of the field. Save a lot less headache. Now, that was harvesting, and here we go. I wanted to see if this was going to work. You've got this guy coming to unload. It's working right now. See if he pulls up beside the harvester correctly. Sometimes they crash. Looks like he's doing pretty good. I may start using this, but we'll have to play for a little while and fade back, come back when he's full enough to load. He is quite low. All right. Oh. That all. As you can see, I still have the very early base game tools. The tractor, all this was only purchased the two other harvesters, the tractor and chaser. Semi. This is the Waseca County, Michigan. Now, it's pretty neat. You start out with this farm. You've got a small cattle pen and a neighboring farm. But you purchase this farm over here. This farm right here. You own two very large pig barns. Very large pig barns. You got two of them. And one of them already has little pigs in it. Not many, but we got a few. So, come on, get out of there. And I do like it. And open and close the doors. And as I figured, this guy sit. Wait. And he's always going to shut the tarp. He's always going to pull the just pull up, and then once he's the harvester's done and takes off, as you can see, he only got 1922. It's a little less than 20,000, but those harvesters, they hold 20, and that's a decent. That's probably that's the highest vanilla game harvester fill level that you're going to get. Because these are the, as you can tell that these are the special editions. I just feel like I have like a race car motif. The CR10 being the CR10. These are CR10 got a reward, or one of the first models was given a reward for harvesting so many thousand acres in a record amount of time. The other harvester companies sort of all suit and are like, hey, we're not going to be outdone. We want to do better than they have. But there's a time where the bee's knees of harvesting. There are even companies that they literally do not own any farms, but they operate a whole team of these harvesters. And because the farmers, each one of these things are $700,000-800,000. The farmers hire the harvesting companies to harvest their fields. That's all these companies do. They harvest time, they crank up their equipment, and they go and they harvest the field. The farmers pay a certain amount of money, depending on how many acres are harvested. When one field in Kansas or Ohio is, 4, 5, 6,000 acres. One field, you would need to imagine the field size of this whole map. Yeah, these are tiny fields compared to fields in Ohio. 47.71 acres. That's tiny. That one's 85 acres. That's not even 100 acres. We're talking about fields that are 5,000 acres that run for 6-7 miles straight, and are as far as the eye can see, and there's totally enormous. Did the two headlands just to give us room. Have the tractor in the park, and the tractor has moved up. It's going to continue to position itself in the correct place. Usually, that's the way it worked in the past. noticed that it would get a call and it would move up almost as if they're in radio contact. When I worked for a farmer, I was running the seed buggy or something. He's planting, and he called me on the radio. I would come out there at a airflow machine and had a pipe on it. Take it over, and stick the pipe open the lid, stick the pipe in there, turn it on, and it would fill that planter in a second. Shut it off. You go back to planting. I'd take a nap. Oh, one of the only jobs you can sleep at and harvest. They're not going to get mad at you, especially when you're putting in 16, 17, 18-hour days in planting season, harvest season. Oh, you know, we'll be back when we're full. So, oh yeah, guys, hired worker will follow along while he's harvesting as they unload. I did not deactivate that. Put on there stop while unloading. This is fine. Still harvesting and unloading at the same time. That's cool. He's almost full. And I did change it. I want him to go, he's going to unload his trailer to 50%. So we'll see if it goes in. They're going, I got the all for the unload at 90% on this. So I set this guy to unload. And his pathing, he wants him to be out of the way. But once his path is clear. Oh. And see, that's one of those things that you've got to watch for with these guys. They will crash into each other. Okay, let go of him. It's just a pipe. Yeah. Come back on, see if he goes in on this. He's headed the right direction. Let's hope he knows how to pull up the side. All blocked. Pathing. Will I have to do? Not. Oh, don't unload in the field, you idiot. Oh, great. That's not what I wanted. Guys, look. Just dumping it in the field. Like a moron. Courseplay people, please, can you figure out how this could be easier? Because this is stupid. Now I got my truck stuck. Don't unload in the field, guys. This is what's going to happen. They're going to dump. He's going to dump it all in the field. Stop, you idiot. Why couldn't you have it like it was, where we could set up and program a path? That was so much easier. You could just record a path and you could set up the dumping and everything yourself, and had a start and a stop, and it was so much easier when you could literally program in a path, and they would go along and they'd stop at a certain point, and then you could unload, and it was all kosher and good to go. You didn't have stupidity like this crap. You dump stuff in the field. Deactivating that. Pharma 500 plus OBI 1000. Is that my tractor or my semi? International price. Wilson. Apparently not. Courseplay people, this is stupid. Why can't I unload into a semi? Well, why? We have chaser wagons for a reason. You used to have a way that you could literally fill a tracer wagon, but this unload in the field doesn't work because you dump it all in the field. I don't want to dump it on the field. I want to put it into a semi. But apparently that's too hard to do. Okay. We got all that deactivated. I guess the only thing to do now is set the semi to unload the loader, because I saw that in. So I gotta figure out what. Oh, I see. Where is this guy turned backwards? This guy's right. Wait until he gets out of the way. They're going to start working the rest of it. And he's going to back up. And this guy's right. That guy's this guy's Jeez. Dave's fixing to crash into it. Okay. Yeah. Really weird shapes and things today. And sometimes you get that weird feel. The other guy might actually, that's probably going to be his, because he's on the right, that's on the right side of him. Well, that's probably it is. He's going to do that. I spoke too soon. Yeah. He's going to do that. Okay. Now they're going to start going up and down the field. Harvesting that. So let's go back over here. And got that guy. He's going to set up. He's going to go and now this stupid super string. I picked a semi up. Yay! All right. Semi truck cannot traverse. I guess it can. It's going to be kind of stupid driving. You don't drive semis through the field, people. Okay. We're going to change that. Unload the loader. Oh, that. I would have it go somewhere, but this is so early. I don't know. Okay, let's just start that. See what he does. I'll be back. Well, okay, we're all done. And semi is still sitting over there, not saying, sitting on a log. So he did not come and try to unload. Oh. He did not come and unload this guy. Hell, got 80,000 pounds of oats. Picked up the stuff that's in the field. Already got rid of the conveyor belts. Just getting a fight. Apparently, this part, the Courseplay people do not know how to. They used to know how to get it to work. You could program a path, and you would record the path, and you would put in the dump location, and it had a start and stop, and it was really just intuitive. And now, see. Hello? Oh, I know what it is. It's still. I got the second. So anyway, go. Why can't I? That was the side. Not always going to fit in this truck. I was just filling it up for the reasons. So probably use this map more. Oh, there we go. Pretty much guaranteed. So, oh. Well, that's field work with Courseplay. So basically, yes, you can have your chaser wagon, truck, tractor empty the harvesters, and as you can tell, with this 80,000 pound, 8,000 feet chaser wagon, pretty much harvest the whole field. Might have to unload it once. Not a bad harvest off of 40 some odd acres. I guarantee it's not realistic, and for some reason that hotkey needs to be changed. Anyway, get the rest of the oaks, but much. Now they're done. Let's finish this one. If you want to turn off folding in the menus and stuff, all it does is hold implements up. I put this in here. Oh, whatever. So that's Courseplay. And anyway, that's Courseplay. On setting up harvesting and tools, make sure that when you're doing a multiple, with just one, you don't have to worry about multiple tools. One harvester, one tractor, one wagon, and you can start early game just like I did with this and harvest the things that while you're plowing. And now the second part of run down. Let's grab this. Let's leave this part. And there's now we can get a forage wagon and we can do all kinds of stuff with straw, but we have a baler. I'll set up a baler. And just be nice and quick and easy. Now, we know the pickup on this is not that wide. The width of the harvester can be can be found in vehicles. Go to the prices, go to vehicles, and you can see everything about your tools. And it does 120 bales. It doesn't show its working width. We can find out what the harvester's working width is somewhere in here. There it is. 6 meters. So now that we know we have 6 meters, we're going to program this guy at 6 meters. He's going to do the same as the other merchant, whereas the merchant. So we're going to click on the thing. We're going to get this field up, and it's already set. So we're going to come over here. 6. I'm trying to figure out. I wish that whenever you set the measurements in the thing as standard, when you look at stuff in your thing, in your inventory in the shop or whatever, it's going to tell you it's so many feet. I'm going to have to convert it just to be able to figure it out. When I've got it set on imperial, but they're still throwing in the metric crap. So I got to go in here, find out what 6 meters is. Wow, that's 19.68 feet. Oh. It's close enough. Borrow with, oh, let's one headland at all 3%. I'm going to set it up just like a harvester. Come here, turn that off late, early, and we are ready to set it up. Hit C. There we go. Guys, if you're going to let us have standard measurements and everything, put it in the store too. That's really your deal. Alright, first waypoint, and we're going to activate him. And he's going to take off. He's going to get all this straw for us. And we don't have to do anything but come back and pick up the bales. So that's just that. It's that easy. I mean, if you know the width of where your harvester was and it was dropping down a swath, just put that width into your program when you start your baler or your forage wagon, whatever. And even if you're mowing, you know, but your forage wagon, your baler, whatever, at the width that your implement that put down the swath. So whether it's a windrower and you're put windrow down after cut grass and you got hay and you're going to windrow hay. These are the little small bales. This is a little beginner baler. And early game, this is what you get. And then move up, get the bigger bales and then bigger round bales. Hired worker will work with the round baler or the square baler. That'll do it all. And they pretty much will operate. And it's interesting how the harvester will get stuck on this fence, but he probably won't. There's something interesting about the tractors. The tractors that they somehow understand that there's an object in the way and they'll work their way around, especially when you have field margins set and everything. As you can see, he's getting pretty much bulk of it, and that's that. I hope y'all have a good day, and try to put out more videos on Farming Simulator. See what happens. If you watch this channel and you're subscribed and you're wondering where the Euphorian, what am I talking about? Vintage Story. One of my favorite mods has broke every single save that I have. So make a comment if you watch it and you watch my Vintage Story content. Put a message down. I didn't know about the whole made for kids. I thought, oh, I don't cuss, I don't say anything bad. Kids can watch it. No, you can't comment on any of those videos because it's set for made. What that was, but anyway, So I'm not going to have that setting set anymore so you can start commenting, but now he's blocked by an object. As you can see, he doesn't know that. They'll sit there for a second. Now, see, that's interesting about him. The tractors, I don't know what it is, tractors, they'll sit there, they'll act like they're blocked by an object, but they won't be. And yeah, they'll run over bales. They'll absolutely plow over bale objects. They will literally run over the bales. But as far as that, you've seen he was blocked by an object, and he took it. Let me know if you want me to do vanilla, because I hate every single bit of all the other working classes that's in. No idea where he is going. I know what he's doing. He's going there. He's going down to start up and down, and he's going all the way to the other end instead of starting right here, which any genius would do and not waste diesel to drive all the way to the other end of the field, but it's a program. So anyway, yeah, I like the more classes mod, and the lazy guy, whoever made that mod, literally abandoned it, and then somebody tried to fix it and update it, and then they abandoned it, I guess. So if somebody knows modding and knows how to fix the more classes mod, I'd really love that to be fixed, because I really don't want to play other than a farmer, and farmer feels like it should be in the game, because you're literally farming. Where is he going? I'm gonna find him. Where in the crap are you going, dude? What the heck? Well, that's weird. You're gonna drive across the frickin'. You're supposed to come down here. I really don't know. Hey, Courseplay people, the tractor just run off and went somewhere else. What the heck? Put it back on Paris waypoint, and and it's not really centered on that, is it? Huh. Anyway, I don't know. You have to adjust it, play with it. I might not have got it exactly the same as the harvester. I'm not sure. I might have said it. I should have said it though. I should have recorded it. You could put the harvester. You could have saved the path of the harvester and then loaded that path, the exact same path, into the tractor, and it works. The tractor doesn't have to. It's just pathing. Anyway, have a good one. That's my character. Just like in his story, I usually turn my character around. Don't know if I can wave in this one. Jump really high. But anyway, everybody, have a good day.